they heard that. Go. Yes. No. Because she didn't. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the Township of Wainfleet's regular council meeting of June 16th, 2026 to order. If we could all rise for our anthem. We would like to begin the meeting by acknowledging the land on which we gather. It's the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Haudenosaunee. Recording and announcing that it is under the One Bowl and Spoon Treaty. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest this evening? Seeing none, I'd like to move on to a very pleasant part for this evening, and that is we have one presentation. The Age-Friendly Committee is here to present the Senior of the Year Award, and I'll call upon the committee chair, Allison Stapleton, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Deputy Mayor, members of council, and guests. It is my privilege to present the inaugural 2026 Wainfleet Senior of the Year Award to Janet Hodgkins. For many years, Janet has been a passionate advocate for preserving, celebrating, and sharing the rich history of our community. Through her dedicated service with the Wainfleet Historical Society, including her leadership as president since 2009, she has played a vital role in ensuring that Wainfleet's stories, traditions, and heritage continue to be remembered and appreciated. Janet's contributions have touched countless aspects of community life, from supporting historical plaques and commemorative projects to helping preserve and promote our cenotaph, to organizing educational opportunities such as grade 3 visits to Marshville Village. Her work has helped connect generations of residents with Wainfleet's past. Her commitment extends beyond individual projects through historical calendars, parades, Remembrance Day events, community gatherings, and the welcoming spirit she brings to the Historical Society. Janet has enriched the social, cultural, and civic life of Wainfleet without expectation of recognition or personal gain. Because of Janet's dedication, our community has a stronger appreciation for its heritage and a deeper connection to the people and events that shaped it. On behalf of the Township of Wainfleet, the Age-Friendly Advisory Committee, it is my honor to recognize Janet Hodgkins as the recipient of the Wainfleet Senior of the Year. Please join me in congratulating Janet on this well-deserved honor.
Thank you. Thank
thank you for naming me the Wainfleet Senior Citizen of the Year. I am very pleased, proud, happy, thrilled to be the recipient of this award. I do feel a deep connection to Wainfleet. Not only is it my home, it was the home of my children, my parents, my grandparents. Some of my ancestors came to Wainfleet Township well over 200 years ago, in the late 1700s. My roots are definitely here in Wainfleet. Exploring the history of our township and sharing and promoting that history through the Wainfleet Historical Society is a pleasure for me. Of course, I don't do it alone. I would like to acknowledge the members of the Wainfleet Historical Society who give their enthusiasm and their expertise to every project we undertake. I would also like to acknowledge my husband, David Fowler, whose love and support carry me in whatever I do. This award means a great deal to me. I am truly grateful to be honored as the Wainfleet Senior Citizen of 2026. Thank you. Thank you very much for this recognition.
On behalf of Council Janet, congratulations. Our very first Senior of the Year award. Thank you very much. We'll just give you folks a moment. Thank you. Please note that these meeting proceedings are being broadcast live, recorded, and made available through the Township website and YouTube. I'd like to take a moment to remind the residents about the next phase of our official plan update and encourage everyone to participate in the upcoming open house sessions. These sessions are important opportunities for residents, businesses, shareholders, and community organizations to learn more about the project, review emerging ideas, provide feedback that will help the future growth and development of our township. To participate, 2 accessible open house meeting sessions have been scheduled. Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, from 6 till 8 p.m. in council chambers, and Wednesday, June 24th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Wainfleet Lions Club Hall on the Lakeshore area. I encourage anyone that is interested in the future of our community to attend one of these sessions and share their thoughts. To help ensure broad awareness, notices have been posted on the Township website, shared through local social media channels, displayed at public locations throughout the township, and distributed directly to anyone who requested an update. This official update will help shape the vision of our township for years to come. And public participation is a critical part of that process. We work forward to having every residents and community members attend this upcoming events. Our next regular meeting will be on Tuesday, July 7th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Are there any announcements from any members of council? Seeing none, we'll move on. I have a motion that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held May 26, 2026 be adopted and circulated. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor McClelland, Councillor Gilmore, second. Does anyone wish to speak? Seeing no members wanting to have any discussion, I will call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion is carried. We have two items tonight on the consent agenda. These items are ASR 008-2026 regarding the 2025 Auditor's Report and Final Draft, and FSR 004-2026 regarding the 26 Q1 Fire and Emergency Services. Are there any items that council wishes to pull forward from the consent agenda for discussion? Seeing none, I therefore have a motion that the following items be received and recommendations contained therein be approved and acted upon. ASR 008-2026 regarding Auditor's Report and Final Draft, and FSR 004-2026 regarding Q1 Fire and Emergency Services. Can I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Van Vliet, Councillor McClelland, thank you. Does any member of council wish to have any discussion? So I'm just going to call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, that's carried. We have two items from correspondence on the agenda for this evening. Correspondence item C 139 regarding support for sustainable provincial grant funding for firefighter services in Ontario. I have a motion that correspondence item C 139 from the town of Plimpton and Wyoming respecting support for sustainable provincial grant funding for fire services in Ontario be received and supported. I asked to have this pulled, so I'm requesting a seconder. Councillor McClelland, thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Chief Alcott to have a brief presentation on that issue. Thank you.
Absolutely. Through you, Deputy Mayor. As Council may be aware, the Fire Protection and Prevention Act establishes that fire protection services in Ontario are the responsibility of lower-tier municipalities. Those services are required are public education, fire prevention, and other emergency response services as determined by Council based on the local needs and circumstances, with most of those costs funded by the municipal tax levy. Unlike land ambulance services, the Fire Protection Prevention Act does not establish an ongoing provincial operating cost share for municipal fire services. By comparison, land ambulance services have a more formal provincial funding relationship. The province has historically provided funding for up to 50% of approved eligible operating costs. This creates a predictable cost-sharing model between the province and the upper-tier municipality who operates that service. Similarly, policing is also funded at the municipal level, either through local police service boards or through municipalities who purchase service through the OPP. However, it also receives a significant annual provincial funding program. In 2025, the province announced over $90 million through the Community Safety and Policing Grant to support police services. A previous grant cycle, in the tune of $270 million, was over 3 years, or almost $90 million annually. However, for fire services, over the past 10 years, provincial funding for fire services has generally been limited to one-time targeted application-based programs rather than ongoing operating support. Recent examples include the 2021 one-time fire safety grant, through which Wainfleet received $7,500. More recently, the province has a fire protection grant, which was announced in 2024 to support firefighter health and safety initiatives, and in 2024, Wainfleet received $33,000, and then in 2025, the province doubled that grant to $20 million, with which Wainfleet received $58,000. However, in Ontario, there are 44 police services compared to the over 400 fire departments. In summary, fire services receive the least formalized provincial funding support of the 3 emergency service sectors. Land ambulance receives a structured provincial cost sharing. Policing receives a large established annual grant program stream, while fire services rely on municipal tax levies with limited access to provincial grants. While the recent provincial investments in fire services are both valuable and much appreciated, they do not provide the same predictable operating support available to the other services, nor do they offset the broader and increasing municipal costs associated with operating a fire department, which includes fire suppression, mandatory firefighter certification, training, apparatus replacements, facilities, health and safety compliance, cancer prevention, and emergency response readiness. This continues to place a significant financial burden on municipal fire departments and local taxpayers, especially regarding the kinds of unforeseen events or emergencies that commonly occur in these municipalities. Increased, broadened, and sustained provincial funding for municipal fire services would massively assist municipalities in addressing the growing financial pressures associated with delivering these services. A more predictable provincial funding model will help ensure that fire departments can continue to meet the legislative requirements to maintain the service levels, protect firefighter health and safety, and support public safety without placing the financial burden on the locals. Wainfleet Fire would support a request of the province to increase, broaden, and sustain provincial funding for municipal fire services, like the more formalized funding support granted the others. Such funding would provide a meaningful assistance, particularly to small and rural communities, as we work to maintain safe, effective, and compliant fire protection for our residents.
Thank you, Chief Alcott. Does any member of council wish to speak to the correspondence? Seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Our second correspondence, C-141, is regarding a proclamation request for National Dental Care Day, October 10th, 2026. Does any member of council wish to make a motion? Oh, sorry, Terry?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I would move that we support this proclamation.
Can I have a seconder? Councilor McClellan? Is there any discussion on the correspondence? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, that is carried. I have a motion that bylaw number 25, 2026, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 20, 2014, being a bylaw to establish a system for administrative penalties respecting the stopping, standing, and parking of vehicles. Be read and passed this 16th day of June 2026. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Sherry Van Vliet, Sherry, and Councilor McClellan. Does anyone wish to speak to that? Seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor? Any opposition? Seeing none, that's carried. Are there any notices of motion this evening from any members? Seeing none, we'll move forward. I have a motion that the bylaw number 26, 2026, being a bylaw to adopt, ratify, and confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Corporation of Wainfleet at its regular meeting of council on June 16th, 2026, be read and passed this 16th day of June. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Councilor McClellan, Councilor Gilmore. Any discussion to the point? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Any opposition? Seeing none, that's carried. There being no further business, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.